Welcome back. You are front row at Nominations Night Live. Now, Sheep Farmer Zoe is up next. Last week, she nominated Sarah and Estelle, but tonight can only put the boys up for eviction. So let's see who's been getting Zoe's goat.
Zoe.
Yes, big brother.
You have 5 points to nominate 2 of the male housemates sitting behind you.
Yes, big brother.
Who do you nominate first? For how many points and why?
For 3 points, I nominate Bradley. And that's because I feel like because he's so young and because he's finally around the boys, he doesn't have the social etiquette to realise when a joke's a joke and when it's too much and too much has been said and he's been inappropriate and rude.
Can you give an example of that?
Yes, I can. I can give an example. When the boys had a joke about Layla being from England and, you know, oh, like you're on Big Brother Australia, how funny. He turned around and said, yeah, Layla, why don't you just go back to your own country? Which I just thought was inappropriate rude at the time.
Accepted. You have 2 points remaining. Who do you nominate and why?
For 2 points, I nominate Ryan. And that's because I haven't connected with him in the way that I just think he's got no idea about being around people. He makes it awkward to be around. I find my time in the house, I find myself walking away from him all the time to avoid saying inappropriate things to him, and I just find it really hard to be around him.
So you'd rather he wasn't in the house?
Yes.
Accepted. Return to the lounge.
Thank you, big brother.
Sarah, to the nominations room. Sarah.
Hi, big brother.
You have 5 points to nominate 2 male housemates. Who do you nominate first? For how many points and why?
I nominate Michael for 4 points. I nominate him simply because I think he has a stronger bond with the other females in the house, stronger than mine, and if it came to female and male eviction again, I feel he would vote for me.
Why?
Because he has a stronger bond with the other females in the house.
Why do you feel that?
Because he does. In the way that the girls band around him, because he is very interesting, his witty banter is fantastic. I find him very interesting myself, but they band around him a lot more than I do. I don't need to crave his, you know, his security all the time. So, you know, yeah, that's definitely what they do.
Why do you think the other females crave that and you don't?
I think because the first week when there were only 3 boys in the house, it was a really nice security blanket for them. And look, I sat on the back, you know, a lot more than I thought I would. Emotions just run really high in this house, and I sat on the back because I don't like speaking over the top of people, and you've got all these fantastic big personalities and these awesome people, but I just felt like I didn't want to yell, and I wanted to learn more about other people, so I wasn't, I was a bit of a sponge in the first little bit as well, you know.
Sarah, that's a great interview, but not a great nomination.
Okay.
However, it has been accepted. You have 1 point remaining. Who do you nominate and why?
For 1 point, I nominate Josh. I nominate Josh in a way that he occasionally is a great guy and he's very relaxed and everything else, but occasionally speaks and sometimes just avoids any kind of contact at all, which is, you know, totally fine, but it's been really hard to get to know him in that way. And I think the other boys in the house, I've easily got to know them very easily, and yeah.
Sounds like that's as much your fault as his.
possibly could be, but I have initiated a fair few conversations with him, and he makes small talk and walks away. So, and sometimes, especially in the last day or so, he has, you know, stayed around to have a good chat, and I think that's maybe because today was on. And I understand his nervousness, because we all get nervous about these days, and it's a tough...
Sarah, your nomination is accepted. Return to the lounge.
Thanks, Big Brother.
Layla, to the nominations room. Layla.
Hi, Big Brother.
Welcome back to the chamber.
Yep.
How are you feeling this week?
Yeah, good, thank you.
You have 5 points to nominate 2 male housemates.
Yeah.
Who do you nominate first? For how many points and why?
My first nomination is Ryan for 3 points. Just because I find it really hard. I'm real body conscious, and he looks at me like if I'm in a bikini or something, I feel really nervous around him, because he looks at me like he thinks I should, you know, like I'm a bit like, I can't think of the word. He looks at me like I should put some clothes on, and he makes me feel real self-conscious about myself. I'm just nervous to be around him.
Layla, take off your hat. You shouldn't wear hats in the chamber.
Sorry.
Your nomination is accepted. You have 2 points remaining. Who do you nominate and why?
For 2 points, I'm going to nominate Benjamin, simply because I have taken Bradley under my wings, so to say, as an older sister's role, and I really want to look after him. I find it really hard to think that anybody would be mean to him. He's a big disadvantage compared to all of us, and I feel like we should look after him and help him learn and things like that. And I feel that he was quite rude and threw a drink at him over dinner, and I find that really hard to deal with, and it really upset me.
Layla, why is Bradley at a disadvantage to the rest of the housemates?
It's just at a disadvantage because he's not done as much, he hasn't got as much life experience. He might only be a couple of years older than a few of us, but we've done a lot more in our lives, and I just want
By older, you mean younger?
Oh yeah, he's only a couple of years younger than a lot of us, but I feel that he doesn't know sometimes that what he's doing, and rather than just lash out at him and be mean, we should just help him and maybe like guide him in the right direction rather than be mean to him.
Accepted.
Thank you.
You may return to the lounge.
Thanks, Big Brother.
Oh, Big Brother makes me laugh. So, Layla, by older, you mean younger. Yes, that's correct. Hilarious. Now, let's have a look at the tally board. Not so hilarious for Bradley and Michael, who are both up the top of the red zone on 6 points each, then Benjamin and Ryan. Do you notice who hasn't been nominated at all? George, exactly. Well, it's still too early to tell who will face eviction this week. Our final girl, Angie, is up next with her own juicy nominations. See who she's planning to put the squeeze on after the break.
I'm sure I could make up something if I had no reasons to nominate someone.
I'm quite naive. I just will see everyone as this big sort of, group of love.
I'd find it hard if I'm in the house and I get on with everybody.
If they deserve to be nominated, then there'll be no bad feelings. Sorry, but Bradley's really driving me up the wrong wall again. He's getting big fruit boots and he's getting a bit mean.
You're just incredibly stupid.
Does he realise what comes out of his mouth sometimes?
Weirder.
You keep trying to piss me off and it just won't work.
Bradley's the youngest. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Welcome back to Big Brother Nominations Night Live. It seems Bradley's been awarded an honorary PhD in getting under people's skin. So I wonder if our blonde femme fatale Angie has him on her hit list.
Angie,
Hi, Big Brother.
you have 5 points to nominate 2 of the male housemates sitting behind you.
Yeah.
Who do you nominate first? For how many points and why?
Okay, for 3 points, I nominate Bradley. I nominate him simply because I feel like, unfortunately, because of his age, being part of this competition, it has been difficult, and things that he has said have been interpreted, I'm sure, in the wrong way, but have still been offensive to, unfortunately, other housemates. And having other housemates unhappy in this sort of environment makes me quite uncomfortable. A perfect example of this was the other night. He was obviously joking when he was telling Ben about the boys, the 3 boys at the start having a stronger connection. Ben took offence to that and things got a bit out of hand, and I think that's just something he'll learn in time, but I think this sort of environment might just be a little bit too full on,
Angie,
too young.
remember, you're nominating for yourself. Have you taken offence to any of those comments?
Yes, like I just said, having other people uncomfortable in an environment like this has made me uncomfortable, because we all have to share the environment. So when I see my friends unhappy, I do take offence to that, because I think some things that he has said is inappropriate, even though I know that they're probably just done just out of not knowing where people's boundaries are.
Accepted.
Thank you very much, Big Brother.
You have 2 points remaining. Who do you nominate and why?
For 2 points, I nominate Ray. The reason I nominate this person is simply because there's been a couple of times he's made me feel uncomfortable, because he has a tendency to maybe snap a little bit, and I feel like in the future, especially if we do lose this food challenge, if we have to be on staples next week, I feel like he might snap again, and that's something that I know that I won't be able to deal with. So I guess I'm putting this vote forward to maybe make future Angela.
When did Ray snap?
When he found, like, when he was hungry, I think it might have been yesterday, he just said, like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is, you know, crap, and I'm not comfortable, and this, and I just thought, you know, God, this has only been a week. What's he going to be like after 2 weeks of possibly under this sort of pressure?
Accepted.
Thank you
That
very
is
much,
all.
Big Brother.
Return to the lounge.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, do not get between Ray and his chocolate milk. Okay, let's have a look at what happened with the tally board, because Angie was the final girl to nominate, and we can see that Bradley is way up there on 9 points. Michael, Benjamin and Ryan all in the red zone, and still no points awarded to George.